Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Thamrio. Welcome everybody to Final Fantasy XIV. Today I'd like to talk about the instant leveling potion that I've seen circling around Steam forums and Reddit forums. Now, this is not a recent topic, this is just, I believe, has been more uncovered in detail, especially since its features can be coming to the Korean store for Final Fantasy XIV. Apparently, it is a character boost that will let people boost the character from level 1 up to level 50, and I believe possibly level 60. I'm currently looking at the brochure that has been posted on Reddit. By the way, all the links are going to be in the description below. From the gist of things I understand, it should get you only up to level 50 unless you buy a special one that boosts you to level 60, but you need to actually own a Realm Reborn and the Heavensward expansion before you can even purchase any of the boosters. Now, in regards to the payment plan they have over in Korea and China, I am not fully aware of it. As far as I understand, I have to pay per hour rather than pay per month like I have to do here in United States. Since I'm not very familiar with this payment model, I don't know how detrimental it is for gamers over in Korea or China. If you are a gamer yourself from Korea or China or know somebody regarding MMOs, please leave your feedback or any kind of comment you can in the comments below so I can read it later and learn and educate myself a little bit more about it. Now, there are going to be two sides to this. A lot of people are going to say, hey, I just want to join my friends and I want to boost myself to level 50 and get up to Heavensward and do the main story, you know, do the main new thing. I'll learn the mechanics on the go or from friends or from free company. Just get me to the fun stuff. And I understand that. Other people want to skip the grinding, you know, join the Heavensward adventures and raiding and PvP and want to explore the max level stuff while skipping the grind because maybe they tried the trial account, level up to 15, said it was kind of boring and they want to boost themselves. And while I understand there might be a want or a desire for people to use a leveling potion and actually pay it rather than, you know, invest hours into learning the mechanics and learning the game from level 1, I do not believe it is actually necessary right now in the game whatsoever. Leveling in Final Fantasy is not like leveling in WoW, another major sub-based game. In World of Warcraft, you have a lot of expansions you have to go through, and it's to the point where they started bundling them together aside from the latest expansion, Legion, and each expansion now comes with a character boost in order to introduce new players to their game. And as controversial as it was back then, I think at this point in World of Warcraft, they can afford and it should technically be allowed for them to give out a character boost. If you logically think about it, characters are getting easier and easier to play in World of Warcraft. Classes are becoming a little bit more streamlined. There's less mechanics and less convoluted things to worry about regarding stats. Hell, even their character sheets have gotten a lot simpler as of release of Legion, and I've seen it before for myself while testing out on beta. The character sheets are very simple. It doesn't show a lot of stats, it shows mostly the important DPS stats or tanking stats or healing stats, and that's about it. It wouldn't show the detailed stats like it would in Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, you know, the little nitty-gritty numbers, the tiny little things that can possibly or not possibly affect our playstyle and what our character is. Personally, I'm actually in love with the character sheets. I love how big and bulky and full of information to look like because it makes me feel like I'm playing an RPG with all the stats. Some matter, some don't, but it still makes up the form of my character. These stats, these little minuscule, sometimes insignificant stats are my character, and they're gonna influence my character in some way or another. And after playing MMOs for some time, I kind of grew to love them. It just doesn't feel the same without them. But in Final Fantasy XIV, if a player from level 1 were to just purchase an instant leveling potion and get to level 50, they would not know what to do, where to go, or be very, very confused. The leveling process in Final Fantasy XIV, aside from providing you a really cool story and a great narrative and teaching you how to play the game little by little, step by step as you unlock abilities, dungeons, trials, figure out how to unlock harder versions of dungeons, figure out how to unlock content in general, learn about different professions and classes, whether you're trying to craft, gather, heal, tank, or DPS, and try different classes out there, as well as explore everything the game has to offer level by level. People will be instantly dropped into level 50, knowing absolutely nothing what to do, how to unlock certain things, where to go, or exactly what their character rotation is. Taking away that ability for players to learn as they play through the game is something that I'm a little bit against. While I understand that instant leveling potion can be very attractive, especially if you're an alcoholic, a new player should not be jumped in directly at level 50, let alone level 60. Level 50 is the point where the game really picks up and classes start diversifying and growing further and stronger and more complex in Heavensward, and I think a player would actually be intimidated and be very confused and frustrated and decide to drop the game rather than experiencing it from level 1. Besides, leveling to level 50 is not that big of a deal. When you start at level 1, you learn about things like class quests, side quests, main quest, hunting log, how to earn your chocobo, how to use seals, how to unlock dungeons, how to unlock trials, eventually learning how to die, learning how to glamour, learning how to unlock raids, learning how to unlock harder versions of the dungeons, learning more about your class, earning yourself a job, or choosing to play a completely different class. There's so much to learn as you level throughout Final Fantasy that I feel like it plays as a really well put together tutorial that gives you the story, the beautiful visuals, the sound effects, and the experience and time to have as you learn to play with other players in dungeons, guild hests, learn boss mechanics, learn more about your class, about other classes, and about your role as a DPS, healer, or tank in Final Fantasy XIV. And all these important steps lead up to level 50 as you enter Heavensward, which opens up a slew of new content, an amazing story, and advancement in jobs, and even 3 new jobs. And even not counting Heavensward, so many more doors open up at level 50 alone. Hard mode versions of the dungeons, new raids, new job abilities, glamour, one of the most favorite things out there on Final Fantasy XIV ever. So at the end of the day, do I think the instant leveling potion would be a good idea eventually in Final Fantasy XIV? Sure, introduce 2 more expansions, a bunch more patch content, and for ability for people that have actually played the game up to max level, or the current max level years from now, to boost an all character for, let's say, gathering professions or crafting professions. I wouldn't mind boosting myself a gatherer of a sword, but that is just me. If I had a choice to boost a bard when I first started, or level a bard from the very beginning, I would rather level a bard so I could learn everything that the bard is, the songs, what they do, how to use them, when to use them, interact with other players in raids and dungeons and figure out strategies on when is best to use which song, and in general experience the game as I learn about it, rather than pay money and boost my way and open up a brand new world where I know where nothing is. I never did answer the question, did I? I guess what I'm trying to say is I think the instant leveling potion would be a nice idea in the long run, way later, when Final Fantasy XIV may or may not release 3 or 2 more other expansions and gets to World of Warcraft level of level cap up to like 100s and past that. I do not believe instant leveling potion is currently necessary right now. It doesn't take that long to level from 1 to 50, and adventure from 50 to 60 is actually more fun than 1 to 50, because you already get to learn new abilities, you already sort of understand the game, and you simply get to have fun playing the game as you play through the story, see the beautiful new lands of Heavensward, try out 3 new jobs that the game adds, and eventually get to level 60, gear up, and make your way to the Wiping City of Mhach. I mean, the Weeping City of Mhach. Ignore the wiping part, people clearly do not die that a lot, trust me. Nevertheless, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'll leave all the links that I can possibly find in the description if you want to read them for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tamriel. Like, subscribe, and as always, have a great day, and I can't wait to read your responses. See ya!